Imagine a place where the earth feels young again, where fire and ice collide in slow motion, sculpting a landscape that looks less like a country and more like a distant world. This is Iceland, a land where volcanic forces rise from the deep, glaciers carve valleys of ancient blue, and geothermal energy pulses just beneath your feet. Here, the boundaries of our planet seem to bend, revealing sights that challenge everything we think we know about nature. In this journey, we'll step into steaming fields that hiss like alien vents, explore waterfalls that thunder through raw basalt canyons, and witness coastlines shaped by relentless Arctic power. Iceland is not just beautiful, it's scientifically extraordinary, a living laboratory where Earth's most extreme forces are on full display. Today we uncover the wonders that make Iceland feel almost otherworldly and discover why this remote island remains one of the most astonishing natural realms on the planet. Let's begin. Hrútur is a modest mountain volcano rising about 312 meters, roughly 1,024 feet, on Iceland's Reykjanes Peninsula. After nearly 8 centuries of silence, this region awakened when deep magma pushed upward beneath the crust. On July 10, 2023, a fissure about 900 meters long tore open north of the mountain, sending glowing lava across the landscape and producing plumes visible from space. Geologically, Hrútur sits on a rift where Earth's crust slowly pulls apart, making it a natural laboratory for understanding how new land is created. Kerlingarfjöll is a striking mountain range in Iceland's central highlands, shaped by ancient volcanoes and sculpted by geothermal heat. Rising nearly 4,900 feet, these mountains sit in a landscape where steam vents, boiling springs, and sulfur-stained hills create colors that look almost unreal. Temperatures underground can reach well above 200 degrees Fahrenheit, feeding a geothermal field that spans more than 12 square miles. Once covered by massive Ice Age glaciers, Kurlingafjöll still bears the marks of that frozen past. Deep valleys, sharp ridges, and mineral-rich slopes that continue to evolve as heat and ice battle beneath the surface. Here, geology feels alive, and every ridge tells a chapter of Iceland's fiery history. On the black sands of Sjóheimasandur lies one of Iceland's most haunting landmarks, the remains of a US Navy DC-3 aircraft that crash-landed in 1973. All crew members survived, but the abandoned fuselage has stayed ever since, slowly weathered by Arctic winds. Resting on a volcanic desert shaped by centuries of eruptions, the wreck sits just a few hundred yards from the roaring Atlantic, yet completely isolated. Here, metal and nature collide, the stark white frame against endless black sand creates a scene that feels almost extraterrestrial, a reminder of how powerful Iceland's raw landscape truly is. The Crystal Ice Cave is one of Iceland's most stunning natural wonders, formed each winter deep inside the massive Vatnajökull glacier. Here, centuries of compressed snowfall turn into ultra-clear ice, filtering sunlight into shimmering shades of sapphire and turquoise. Some sections of the cave are shaped by meltwater rivers that carve tunnels through ice more than 3,000 feet thick. Because glaciers move a few feet each day, the Crystal Ice Cave is never the same from one season to the next. Its walls shift, its chambers breathe, and its colors evolve. Entering it feels like stepping into a frozen cathedral, sculpted by time and illuminated by Earth's purest light. The geyser geothermal area is one of Iceland's most active volcanic zones, where superheated water and steam rise from deep beneath the Earth's crust. Here, underground temperatures can exceed 400 degrees Fahrenheit, building immense pressure that sends boiling water erupting skyward. The most famous feature, Strokkur, erupts every few minutes, launching a column up to 100 feet high. Surrounded by bubbling pools, sulfur vents, and mineral-stained earth, this landscape reveals the raw power of a planet still shaping itself, an open window into the geothermal forces that fuel Iceland's volcanic heart. Thingvellir National Park is one of the only places on Earth where you can walk directly between two drifting continents. Here, the North American and Eurasian plates pull apart by about 1 inch each year, stretching the land and creating deep fissures filled with crystal-clear glacial water. The park sits on a rift valley formed over thousands of years by earthquakes and volcanic forces. Beyond its geology, Thingvellir carries immense history. It's where Iceland's first National Assembly gathered more than 1,000 years ago. Vatnajökull is Europe's largest glacier, spanning over 5,000 square miles and reaching ice thicknesses of more than 3,000 feet in places. Its vast frozen expanse covers active volcanoes, rugged mountains, and deep glacial rivers, making it a dynamic landscape where fire and ice coexist. Meltwater channels carve tunnels and caves beneath the surface, while seasonal shifts reshape its massive ice cap year after year. As one of Iceland's most powerful natural forces, Vatnajökull offers scientists a living laboratory for studying climate change, glacial movement, and volcanic activity, all while inspiring awe with its endless blue-white wilderness. Studligil Canyon is a hidden geological marvel in eastern Iceland, famous for its towering basalt columns that rise like a forest of stone. The canyon stretches roughly 3 miles long, carved over centuries by the glacial Jökla River, which still flows with striking turquoise waters. Some basalt pillars reach over 100 feet high, formed from slow-cooling lava that fractured into geometric perfection. This dramatic interplay of water and volcanic rock creates a surreal, almost otherworldly landscape. Reykjadalur, meaning Steam Valley, is a geothermal wonder tucked into Iceland's Hengil volcanic area. Here, hot springs bubble up from beneath the earth, heating rivers to temperatures warm enough for bathing, sometimes reaching nearly 140 degrees Fahrenheit underground. The valley stretches for several miles, surrounded by steam rising from fumaroles and mineral-rich soil stained in shades of red, yellow, and green. Hiking through Reykjavík, visitors witness the raw power of geothermal energy at work, where tectonic heat transforms cold mountain rivers into naturally warm pools, offering a rare glimpse of Earth's inner heat in action. The Viking village near Höfen is a striking film set reconstruction, built to resemble an authentic 10th century Norse settlement. Nestled beneath the dramatic Vestrahorn mountain, the village features turf-roofed longhouses, wooden halls, and hand-carved structures modeled after archaeological finds from Iceland's early settlement era. Though originally created for a movie that was never completed, the site has become a cultural landmark. Here, visitors can step into the atmosphere of Iceland's Viking Age, where seafaring explorers, storytellers, and settlers carved out a life in one of the harshest and most beautiful landscapes in the North Atlantic. Iceland's lupine fields transform the summer landscape into sweeping carpets of violet and blue. These Arctic lupines, introduced in the 20th century to combat soil erosion, now cover thousands of acres across the island's volcanic plains. Each plant can grow nearly 3 feet tall, thriving in nutrient-poor soil where few other species survive. From June to August, the flowers bloom in dense waves that contrast sharply with black sand, mossy lava fields, and snowy peaks. Reynisfjara is Iceland's most dramatic black sand beach, formed from volcanic basalt ground into fine grains by centuries of ocean waves. Towering basalt columns rise like cathedral walls along the shore, while offshore stand the Reynisfjara sea stacks, jagged pillars shaped by relentless Atlantic storms. Waves here are powerful enough to surge dozens of feet in seconds, a reminder of the raw energy that defines Iceland's southern coast. This otherworldly shoreline combines geology and myth, where ancient lava flows, roaring surf, and stark black sands create one of the most striking coastal landscapes on Earth. Three Drangaviti Lighthouse stands on a lone sea stack in the North Atlantic, one of the most remote and dramatic lighthouse locations on Earth. Built in 1939, it rises from a cliff that drops straight into pounding waves, with the rock summit only a few dozen feet wide. Early builders had to scale the sheer basalt face by hand, long before helicopters could reach the site. Surrounded by turbulent seas and constant winds, the lighthouse marks a dangerous stretch of coastline where storms can strike with incredible force. Fagradalsfjall is a volcanic system on Iceland's Reykjanes Peninsula, where the North American and Eurasian plates drift apart by about 1 inch each year. After nearly 8 centuries of quiet, it awakened in 2021 with a fissure eruption stretching more than 2,000 feet. Instead of explosive ash clouds, Fagradalsfjall produced steady lava fountains and slow-moving flows, allowing scientists to watch new land form in real time. Its repeated eruptions in the following years turned the area into a natural laboratory, revealing how deep magma rises, splits the crust, and reshapes Iceland's volcanic frontier. Even today, ground sensors show subtle uplift and microquakes, hinting that the system remains very much alive beneath the surface. Kirkjufell, often called Church Mountain, rises nearly 1,500 feet on Iceland's Snæfellsnes Peninsula. Its distinctive, sharply pointed shape and layered slopes were carved by ancient glaciers and volcanic activity, creating one of the most photographed mountains in the country. Nearby, waterfalls tumble in stages, reflecting off streams that wind around the base, enhancing the mountain's iconic silhouette. Fjadragjufur is a winding canyon in southern Iceland, carved over thousands of years by the glacial Fjadra River. Stretching nearly 1 3/4 miles long and reaching heights of more than 300 feet, its moss-covered walls twist through a landscape shaped during the last ice age. Meltwater once rushed beneath retreating glaciers, cutting deep channels and sculpting the canyon's smooth, serpentine curves. Today, its emerald cliffs and narrow passageways form one of Iceland's most dramatic natural corridors, a living reminder of how water, ice, and volcanic rock can reshape the earth with patience and power. Krafla is a powerful volcanic system in northern Iceland, built on a restless rift where the Earth's crust continually pulls apart. Its caldera spans nearly 6 miles across, formed by repeated eruptions and shifting magma chambers. During the Krafla fires between 1975 and 1984, the ground rose and sank by several feet as more than 20 magma intrusions pushed upward beneath the surface. Steam vents, glowing lava fields, and the striking VT crater lake reveal the intense geothermal heat stored below. The Northern Lights over Iceland are one of Earth's most extraordinary natural displays, created when charged particles from the sun collide with gases high in the atmosphere. At altitudes from 100 to more than 200 miles, these particles ignite waves of green, violet, and red light that ripple across the Arctic sky. Iceland's long winter nights and low light pollution make it one of the best places on the planet to witness this phenomenon. Each aurora is a live portrait of space weather, shaped by solar storms, magnetic fields, and the constant flow of energy from our star. Sólheimajökull is a dramatic outlet glacier extending from the larger Mýrdalsjökull ice cap in southern Iceland. Its surface is a rugged mix of blue ice, deep crevasses, and streaks of volcanic ash carried from eruptions over centuries. In some places, the ice is hundreds of feet thick, slowly flowing downhill as it carves the surrounding valley. This glacier is also a powerful indicator of climate change, retreating by dozens of feet each year and exposing new lagoons where solid ice once stood. Walking across Sólheimajökull feels like stepping onto a living, shifting landscape shaped by fire, frost, and time. Vitsakur is a striking basalt formation, rising nearly 50 feet from the waters of Huna Bay in northern Iceland. Shaped by thousands of years of ocean erosion, the sea stack stands like a stone creature drinking from the sea, its arches carved by relentless waves and its surface streaked white by nesting seabirds. Formed from an ancient volcanic plug, Vitsa is one of the last remnants of a long-extinct crater. Landmannalaugar in Iceland's central highlands is a volcanic wonderland known for its multicolored rhyolite mountains, steaming geothermal vents, and lava fields shaped over thousands of years. Peaks here rise nearly 3,000 feet, painted in shades of red, yellow, green, and blue by mineral-rich deposits. Hot springs bubble in the valleys, allowing hikers to soak in naturally heated pools surrounded by dramatic volcanic terrain. This remote region is part of the Fjallabak Nature Reserve and offers scientists and adventurers alike a vivid glimpse of Iceland's dynamic geology, where fire, ice, and tectonic forces converge to create one of the most otherworldly landscapes on Earth. Veria is one of Iceland's most extreme geothermal zones, where boiling mud pots, hissing fumaroles, and sulfur-stained earth reveal the intense heat just beneath the surface. Underground temperatures can soar past 400 degrees Fahrenheit, driving steam through vents that open across the volcanic plain. The ground here is thin, restless, and constantly reshaped by shifting geothermal pressure. Sitting at the base of Namafjall Mountain, Veria offers a rare glimpse into Earth's inner engine, an alien-like landscape where chemistry, heat, and tectonic forces collide in a dramatic display of raw planetary energy. The Blue Lagoon is a geothermal wonder formed from mineral-rich seawater that flows up from nearly 6,000 feet below the surface. Heated by volcanic energy, the water hovers around 100 degrees Fahrenheit and is naturally infused with silica, algae, and sulfur, minerals that give the lagoon its iconic milky blue glow. The surrounding lava field, more than 800 years old, frames the lagoon with jet-black rock. This otherworldly spa is both natural and scientific, a place where geothermal engineering and Iceland's volcanic forces create a warm, mineral world unlike anywhere else on Earth. Foss Assidu is a graceful ribbon of water cascading down a sheer cliff in southern Iceland, fed by springs high in the moss-covered hills above. The waterfall drops more than 100 feet, often flowing as a thin, shimmering veil that shifts with the wind. The cliff itself was shaped by ancient volcanic activity and later carved by glaciers that once covered the region. In strong winds, the falling water can be blown upward, appearing to defy gravity, a striking reminder of Iceland's harsh and unpredictable weather. Kerid crater is one of Iceland's most photogenic volcanic marvels, a striking oval caldera filled with vivid aquamarine water and surrounded by red, rust-colored slopes that look almost otherworldly. Formed about 6,500 years ago, this crater lake sits along the western volcanic zone and is part of a chain of volcanic cones shaped by ancient eruptions. Unlike many calderas created by explosive blasts, Kerid likely formed when a volcanic chamber emptied and collapsed inward, leaving behind the perfectly sculpted bowl we see today. Skútustaðagigar is a remarkable field of pseudo-craters formed not by volcanic eruptions, but by steam explosions. Thousands of years ago, hot lava flowed over the wetlands around Lake Mývatn, superheating the trapped water beneath. The violent steam bursts blasted upward, creating these crater-like formations without any actual volcanic vents. Today, the area is a protected natural landmark, with walking paths that lead you around the perfectly shaped cones and offer sweeping views of Lake Mývatn. Their unusual formation and lunar-like appearance make Skútustaðagigar one of Iceland's most fascinating geological sites. Gullfoss, meaning Golden Falls, is one of Iceland's most iconic waterfalls, plunging nearly 110 feet in two dramatic stages into a rugged canyon carved by glacial meltwater. The Havita River, fed by Langjökull Glacier, swells in spring and summer, sending torrents of icy water thundering through the narrow gorge. Mist rises continuously, often creating vibrant rainbows that arch over the falls. Beyond its beauty, Gullfoss demonstrates the raw power of glacial rivers and Iceland's volcanic landscape, showing how water and time combine to sculpt one of the most breathtaking natural landmarks on the planet. Mellifell is a striking, cone-shaped volcano rising nearly 1,800 feet from the black lava fields of southern Iceland. Its symmetrical shape stands in dramatic contrast to the surrounding plains, which were formed by centuries of glacial floods and volcanic eruptions. The mountain itself is partially covered with moss, giving it a vivid green hue in summer that contrasts sharply with the dark lava at its base. Accessible only during the summer months due to rugged terrain and glacial rivers, Mellifell is a living testament to Iceland's dynamic forces, where fire, ice, and time have sculpted one of the country's most visually stunning peaks. Dyrhólaey Lighthouse perches atop a dramatic promontory on Iceland's southern coast, overlooking black sand beaches, crashing Atlantic waves, and towering basalt cliffs. Built in 1930, it stands nearly 100 feet above the sea on a lava formation shaped by ancient volcanic eruptions. From here, visitors can see puffins nesting in cliffside crevices during the summer, and sweeping views of Reynisfjara's iconic black sands. The Mývatn nature baths are a geothermal oasis in northern Iceland, where mineral-rich waters heated by volcanic activity create naturally warm pools averaging around 103 degrees Fahrenheit. Spanning several acres, the baths offer sweeping views of Lake Mývatn, volcanic hills, and steaming geothermal vents. Silica, sulfur, and other minerals give the water a milky blue hue and are said to have therapeutic properties. Unlike the more crowded Blue Lagoon, Mývatn nature baths feel remote and serene, providing visitors a chance to soak in a naturally heated landscape shaped by Iceland's volcanic heart, while surrounded by otherworldly northern scenery. Skogafoss waterfall thunders over a cliff, once marking Iceland's ancient coastline, dropping nearly 200 feet in a single perfect curtain of water. Fed by meltwater from Eyjafjallajökull and Mýrdalsjökull, its flow can exceed thousands of gallons per second during peak seasons. The The mist it creates forms rainbows on sunny days, a signature phenomenon that draws travelers from around the world. Standing at its base, you feel the ground vibrate with the force of glacial power. Three-Nukagigur volcano is one of the only places on Earth where you can descend directly into a dormant magma chamber. Its vast cavity, large enough to fit a full-size skyscraper, drops almost 400 feet beneath the surface. Once filled with molten rock, it mysteriously drained away after the last eruption about 4,000 years ago, leaving behind towering mineral-stained walls in shades of gold, red, and deep violet. Thorsmørk Valley is a rugged paradise tucked between glaciers and volcanic peaks in southern Iceland. Named after the Norse god Thor, it is carved by rivers, fed from glacial melt, winding through canyons, birch forests, and moss-covered lava fields. Peaks surrounding the valley rise thousands of feet, creating dramatic microclimates that shelter rare Arctic flora. Accessible only by crossing glacial rivers, Thorsmørk offers hikers and explorers a glimpse into Iceland's raw wilderness, a place where fire, Dettifoss is Europe's most powerful waterfall, plunging over 240 feet with an average flow of nearly 500 cubic meters per second. Located in northeastern Iceland's Vatnajökull National Park, the river Jökulsá á Fjöllum crashes into a rugged canyon, carved over thousands of years by glacial meltwater. The sheer force of the water generates an almost constant roar and a fine mist that shrouds the falls in a mystical haze. Braunfossa, or lava falls, is a series of delicate cascades that emerge directly from a vast lava field in western Iceland. Over a distance of nearly 1 kilometer, clear glacial water seeps through porous lava rock before spilling into the Vitar River below. Unlike typical waterfalls, these falls appear to flow from the ground itself, creating a surreal scene of dozens of parallel streams glittering against dark volcanic rock formed during a lava eruption centuries ago. Braunfossa combines Iceland's volcanic and hydrological forces, offering a serene yet otherworldly contrast to the country's more dramatic, thundering waterfalls. Vestrahorn Mountain. Vestrahorn Mountain, often called Batman Mountain, is a striking peak on Iceland's southeast coast. Rising sharply to 454 meters, 1,490 feet, its jagged cliffs and dark basalt face create an unforgettable silhouette against the sky. Vestrahorn is located near the town of Höfn and offers one of Iceland's most dramatic coastal views, with black sand beaches and grassy dunes stretching around its base. This area is a paradise for photographers, especially when the peaks are reflected in the tidal pools below or when the northern lights appear. An absolute must-see for Icelandic landscapes. Jökulsárlón Glacier Lagoon is one of Iceland's most stunning natural wonders. Located in the southeast, it's a serene lake filled with massive icebergs that have broken off from the Jökulsárlón Glacier. These ice chunks float in the lagoon, slowly drifting toward the sea, creating a surreal, ever-changing landscape. The lagoon formed in the 1930s as the glacier began retreating, and today it spans about 18 square kilometers, 7 square miles. The lagoon is connected to the Atlantic Ocean via a short river, allowing icebergs to float out to sea. Raudasandur Beach, located in Iceland's remote West Fjords, is unlike any other beach in the country. Known for its striking red and golden sands, rare in a land of black volcanic beaches, Raudasandur stretches for about 10 kilometers, creating a vast, peaceful landscape. Surrounded by dramatic cliffs and facing the deep blue waters of Breiðafjörður Bay, the beach changes color throughout the day with the shifting light. It's a haven for birdwatchers too, with puffins and other seabirds nesting nearby. Raudasandur's unique, tranquil beauty makes it a hidden gem in Iceland's wild terrain. Dynjandi Waterfall, located in the West Fjords of Iceland. Standing at 100 meters, 328 feet tall, Dynjandi cascades in a wide, bridal veil shape, creating a stunning visual spectacle. The waterfall is made up of several smaller falls, each contributing to its grand beauty. Surrounded by rugged mountains and lush green valleys, Dynjandi is a popular stop for travelers exploring the remote West Fjords. The dramatic landscape and the powerful roar of the water make Dynjandi a must-see natural wonder for any adventure in Iceland. Litli Hrútur is a modest mountain volcano rising about 312 meters, roughly 1,024 feet, on Iceland's Reykjanes Peninsula. After nearly 8 centuries of silence, this region awakened when deep magma pushed upward beneath the crust. On July 10, 2023, a fissure about 900 meters long tore open north of the mountain, sending glowing lava across the landscape and producing plumes visible from space. Geologically, Litli Hrútur sits on a rift where Earth's crust slowly pulls apart, making it a natural laboratory for understanding how new land is created. Kerlingarfjöll is a striking mountain range in Iceland's central highlands, shaped by ancient volcanoes and sculpted by geothermal heat. Rising nearly 4,900 feet, these mountains sit in a landscape where steam vents, boiling springs, and sulfur-stained hills create colors that look almost unreal. Temperatures underground can reach well above 200 degrees Fahrenheit, feeding a geothermal field that spans more than 12 square miles. Once covered by massive Ice Age glaciers, Kerlingarfjöll still bears the marks of that frozen past. Deep valleys, sharp ridges, and mineral-rich slopes that continue to evolve as heat and ice battle beneath the surface. Here, geology feels alive, and every ridge tells a chapter of Iceland's fiery history.